Hello everybody, Matt from Brooks here, and in today's video I'm going to give you a progress update and an overview of a custom modular building that I'm working on. Stay tuned. Welcome back everybody, and in today's video we're going to look at some custom MOC work. This is not finished, it's still very much in progress, but there's going to be quite a bit to this project, and I wanted to give you an initial video showing what I've got done to this point, what my thoughts are, and where this is going to go, where it's going to end up. So let me go ahead and introduce you to this. I did do a shorts video quickly highlighting this before I got more of this done, but here it is. As of right now, the recording of this video, 2 shops done, a third to go, but there will be more than that as well. But let me give you the background first about this. The Mills plate that this is on actually used to house a rebrickable version of the Assembly Square, and that happened to be the inverted music shop corner cafe thing. I forgot the exact name, but it was an inverted type corner build. So the building was kind of stretched like this and then cornered over here to the end, and it had a lot of space behind it and in back of it, which wasn't quite as efficient, but it was made to go against other modulars along here and then along here as well. That being said, there were definitely issues with that build process. I did get through it. I built this at this point about 5 years ago. I had it in the city. I even had provisioned with my city redesign that I've been working through to include it, but the more I looked at it for the new city, the more I decided I was just not in favor of it. Finally went ahead recently and tore that down and decided, kind of on a whim almost, to start building something else from that. That's where this came in. And the premise of this actually was based on this Spider-Man Corner Deli grocery shop build. This was just basically a very small facade build, which has a nice front end to it. It looks great. And it's got a few little things inside. Nice little refrigerator there in the front too. But there's not a lot to it. It's really just a facade that came with a vehicle and a couple of Marvel-related CMF type figures. That being said, I decided to have this as the basis. I was going to build more around it. So the focus initially was building up this shop into what you see here. I kept kind of the spirit of the yellow front end by making some additional support posts using a bunch of these yellow fluted brick pieces that I happened to get off a pab a while back from the pab wall. And then also recent January 2026 Friends Market that was released. It's a small facade playset as well with a couple of mini dolls. Had some great shelving though, some great stuff to use inside for actual detailing along with these things here. So I decided to buy that, use that here. I think it came out really well. Refrigeration stuff, there's some other stuff there to buy. I added in some additional items here for purchase, another shelf here. I've got a grocery cart just sitting in the back there at the moment. This right here adheres to the original spirit of the Spider grocery set here. I did change up the checkout counter a little bit to more of my liking. I do have to add some figures in here. I haven't done that yet, but I did give it a nice tiling using some of those bright 1x1, almost like highlighter radioactive yellow that I had, and then some sand blue. I think the contrast actually works really, really, really well. I'm quite pleased with it. In the back, we're going to have a doorway that's going to lead up to a second floor. There will be more shops on a second floor that I will construct later on as part of this process. You can also see I did run some initial wiring into the building here, and there's another connection right here, so that this, of course, because I've been doing it for everything, this will have lighting and power so you can see inside, because there's so much great stuff, I don't want to miss it. That being said, let me talk about the next building here. All right, this next section, you couldn't guess from the front, this is a music and instrument shop. And the basis for this came from the previous building. The second floor of that inverted assembly square build, I had modified it significantly some years ago, after the video tiles came out, which we'll talk about those momentarily, to be a very large actual music store, because the building itself really wasn't. It was more like a small theater performing center on the first floor. And the second floor had a couple of things. We won't go into that. And the third floor was literally just a large studio apartment, basically, which I wasn't really all that happy with. So I took all the stuff out of that build before I demolished it, kept that off to the side, and then I populated this building here that I created, which has a fairly simple but effective exterior. I love this kind of style of door with the pane, as opposed to just the one regular kind of door, which these are great, these work fine. But this is very effective here. These stickers did come from the older build as well, so I kept those. But inside, here's just a quick look. This is what I would say is truly packed and stacked for one of my favorite creators, Robinhood Bricks. But you can see this build, the original that preceded it, came from the use of video tiles. I had a bunch of them from when the video got released, and this was the perfect time to use them. I love how good it looks here. I'm very, very, very pleased with it. As of the recording of this video, I had just finished this up earlier in the day on one of my live streams. Coming back to look at it again a little while later, and I'm still really loving it, quite pleased. That being said, let me talk about what else is going to happen with this. So for this section, I do have to tweak this a little bit. The build ended up being a little taller than I had originally wanted, because this building was actually taller than I had wanted. I ended up taking at least 2 plates, maybe a full brick worth of height off of this to get a little bit more in line with something I'm happy with. It doesn't feel quite as tall as it should or did previously, but I do have to bring this back down now. But this corner building here, see this nice kind of indented corner section here, which I'm quite pleased with. We actually have a corner here, and we have a corner over here, so actually it looks really good from both sides that way. But this building really kind of adheres to me wanting to preserve a bit of kind of the assembly square style. You can see I'm using a bunch of the fluted brick here that made up a significant part of that building. I'm using a bunch of the sand blue and some dark tan. Again, this is kind of subject to change. I built this part first before anything else, other than putting the shop in there as a placeholder. But yeah, this is really just kind of an open space at the moment. As of right now, I don't know what's going to go in here. I have to go back and look at my master sheet of potential projects and ideas, think about what needs to go in here, what should go in here. And on top of doing this, I do have to build a second floor that will go across the entire span of this building. Again, there's the stairway right there. A little dark, hard to see there, but that's the stairway. So it would lead up to probably a back passageway, or at least going across this building here. We'll have a little section that connects into probably a smaller shop right here, kind of a medium-sized shop, and then probably a fuller-sized shop here as well for the second floor. Again, don't know what they're going to be. I have to go back and figure it out, but I will have a second floor. I've been looking around for some building facade ideas that might work. I've got a couple in mind to build from for inspiration. And so these kind of have a couple of base concepts there. So like I'm using a lot of black for the window structure across all of them, which is fine. I want to have perhaps some uniformity across some of the structure of this, but I also want to distinguish them between the 3 sections to make them look like they're separate buildings, because kind of in a sense they are, but they're also unified as well. So we will see how that goes. With that though, I did want to give you a first kind of update on this building, as this is going to be something I'm working on for a little bit. It's going to be a number of streams where I'm working through this. And I felt like a project update or kind of a status update on where it stands at the moment with 2 shops done would be good. I will probably do at least one other progress update. Maybe once I finish this, I might do a quick update But once I get the second floor going and have something with that, I'll probably do another update before we do a final complete overview of the entire building. Because I do view this as quite a large project. I'm extremely excited about it. I'm feeling the vibe, and I'm going to keep rolling with it, hopefully until I get to something really good. But as always, I do want to thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't, be sure to give me a follow over on Twitch at Brooks, where I do these weekly live streams, build all this great stuff with a great community of friends, really good times. And I do simulcast over here as well, so make sure you're subbed here, hit that notification bell, comment right below, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye for now.